everyone, it's Carla from Carla Being Crafty. Welcome back to my channel. This is my FlossTube number 5. So I have been doing this a whole month now and just totally enjoying it. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, then welcome. And if you are returning, well, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back and sharing this little bit of time with me where I talk about cross stitch and other things that I find enjoyable. And let's get started. So today is Sunday, July 28th. And I'm filming this on a Sunday this week because yesterday was Saturday, one of our stitchy Saturdays in Southern California, in Brea. And so I went to that, and that was like totally fun. We had like a huge group yesterday. The biggest since I've been there. I mean, I usually go and it's from 3 to 6 or 7 people, but yesterday was maybe 12 or more people at the Panera in Brea. We actually, oh, I'm all sweaty, sorry. It's hot here in Southern California. It's in the 90s now. Yuck. I don't like summer. I mean, I like summer in theory. Sounds great, you know, pools and being on a yacht and being on an island and having cabana boys bring you drinks. And, you know, if I was wealthy and had all this stuff, I think summer would be great. The reality of summer in an apartment with, you know, wall air conditioning that doesn't even fill the 422 square foot space that you live in and is expensive to boot. Yeah, summer is not my favorite. But I digress. Let's get back to the stitchy Saturday. Forgive my glow. What is it that men sweat and women perspire? Or women glow or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, so we had a lot of people there yesterday in Brea, and in fact we had to fight for our table. We kind of shoved ourselves into this little corner area because the big table was taken up by another group, and then as soon as they left, we all hightailed it over there to get the big table. We had such a big group. Part of the reason was because we had visitors from out of state with us yesterday. There were 3 people who were on trips to California, and one lady who I guess lives in Arizona normally, but they come out to California for the summer. So she found us so that she could stitch with us during the summer, which is kind of cool. So one of our visitors was a fellow FlossTuber, Tina Frazier. And I'll link her FlossTube below. We've been messaging back and forth ever since I started my channel. So it was really great to meet her in person. She's out in California partly for a sad reason. She lost her stepfather, and she's out here helping her mom, you know, organize everything so that she can move back with her to Ohio, I think is where she lives. But you know, she was able to come to the Stitchy Saturday, and she brought her mom, and you know, they I hope had a good time with us. And then the other person who's visiting, sort of a little, you know, FlossTube and cross-stitch celeb, was Gary from Garon Toten Bags and from the FlossTube channel Sunshine Stitchers. So Gary was out here, and he was just lovely to meet. So it was so nice to meet him, and he was working on a Christmas gnome little guy. It's a French pattern and very, very intricate. But he was wonderful to talk to, and he showed us, you know, some of his past projects that he has on his phone that are lovely. He has a Lady of the Flag that he did on this really, really pretty like a burnt orange kind of fabric, and ooh, the colors in that just popped on that fabric. And I don't know that it's something that I would have even thought to do, but it was really pretty. But he was just a lovely man, and I'm very glad I got a chance to meet him. I kind of feel like it was a little touch of how it feels to be able to go to retreats and meet all these people that you otherwise wouldn't meet in your day-to-day life because they don't live anywhere near you. And since I don't know if that's something I'm going to be able to do anytime in the near future, it was nice to have people come out here so that I could still meet some of the faraway people. So anyway, welcome you guys to Southern California. If you're ever out here again, then of course please come and stitch with us. And anybody else, if you are on a trip out to Southern California, then please come and stitch with us. I would love to meet you. So you know, that was what happened yesterday, and why I'm doing my video today on Sunday. I'm trying. I don't know if this video is going to look a little bit darker than the ones I've done in the past. Again, I live in a really small space, so my filming areas, I guess, are limited. I have a big window here, which is great for the light, but I also noticed that it does create a lot of glare, like on my glasses and on packages and stuff that I'm showing. So I tried to kind of like turn the blinds a little bit, so maybe I'm not getting as much direct sun on me. So we'll see. This is a work in progress, you guys, as far as filming and, you know, doing videos. So, you know, it's probably gonna be an experiment for a while. But bear with me. Hopefully you'll have a good time even if the lighting's weird. So couple shout outs that I wanted to give for this video. First of all, I wanted to say, or to apologize, I guess, to Amy from the current situation, because I forgot her name last week when I shouted out their channel, and I remembered memory, but I just could not think of Amy's name, so I'm really sorry. It was not, I forgot you, I just couldn't think of your name. Also, just wanted to let you know with them, they did have an Etsy shop, but I guess they're closing the Etsy shop and they're going to open an online store. So that store is going to be www.barefootneedlearts.com, and you should go check it out. Amy is the designer for their company. Emery does the model stitching, and Amy stitches too, though. So they, you know, their channel is fun to watch. You know, with all their whips, and then you can kind of see some of Amy's designs in progress when she, you know, when she feels comfortable showing those. But they're fun ladies to watch, and I am so sorry, Amy, that I messed up on your name last week, but that's live filming, I guess. Then I just wanted to give a quick shout out to another lady. Her FlossTube channel name is Craftin Bev. That's no G, just Craftin Bev. Her name's Beverly, and she is a very sweet lady. She doesn't have that many videos out, but I just wanted to go ahead and say hi and give her a little shout out because she has been really kind and has messaged me on every video that I've done. So I feel kind of supported by her, and I wanted to kind of return the favor and tell everybody to go check out her channel and give her a little bit of love and support. She has been through a few issues lately. She had a big flood in her apartment and was forced to move out to a hotel with her 2 cats for I don't know how long, but longer than anybody would like. And then of course everything was in disarray when she got back, and she's slowly trying to put everything together. And then in the meantime, she ended up in the hospital with I don't even know, I think it might have been a pneumonia type thing, but anyway, so she is home now and recovering, trying to get along without having to be on oxygen for too long and stuff like that. But she is an avid crafter, and you know, so go and check her out and give her a little bit of community love. The other things that I kind of want to talk about before we get into the whips and all of the good stuff that, you know, that we all like looking at, is a couple of things that I've watched this past week on TV and on YouTube that I thought you guys might find interesting. So I have always enjoyed watching like any kind of artistic sort of competition show. I mean, the big ones are like Top Chef and Project Runway, and Face Off was like a wonderful show that unfortunately has now ended because I think they went through all of the available talent for this type of show in the numerous seasons that they did. But any kind of competition show, like where they're creating something, and it doesn't even really matter what it is. I enjoy watching any kind of creative process, from food like Top Chef and fashion, but I've also watched shows that where they've made furniture, or they've made jewelry, or they've done pet grooming, I even watched like Ink Master. I have no tattoos, completely, you know, clean skin, but I love watching the process of it, just the artistry. And it was funny, actually, a couple episodes ago, and I think some people on Facebook mentioned this, that they were trying to do cross-stitch tattoos. And actually it was a little bit insulting because they were so not knowledgeable about what cross-stitch was, and I kind of felt a little bit insulted in that a group of artists were kind of like dissing another type of art. And so that was kind of annoying, but I still enjoy watching the show. So along those lines, there was a show on Netflix that's on right now, and it's, I think, 9 episodes, but they're short. They're like half-hour episodes, and it's called Blown Away. And it's, you know, your standard competition. So the competition part is, you know, what it is. You know, one person gets kicked out each week after their challenge. But it's glass blowing, and it is fascinating to watch the process, first of all, of how they do the glass blowing, and then at the end, when you see all, you know, the finished projects of the challenge, just some of them are just so pretty or gorgeous or interesting, and I just found the whole process really kind of cool to watch. So you might be interested in that. Not necessarily the greatest thing to watch when it's 90 degrees, because oh my god, I've always been fascinated with glass blowing, but watching that show, I know that I could never ever do it, because it's like, it is so sweaty and hot and dirty, and I can't even. I have done pottery in the past, and even being in the pottery studio when they've got the kilns going is kind of uncomfortable. So just imagine being in a glass blowing studio. It's just crazy. But if you enjoy any of that kind of artistic stuff, Blown Away was kind of interesting to watch. The second thing I want to tell you about is there's a YouTube channel created by Christine McConnell. If you're not familiar with her, she is an artist from LA. She was discovered, I think, in like 2015 because she decorated her parents' house in LA for Halloween. And when I say decorated, she turned the house into like a monster. I'm not sure if that was her first year, if that was subsequent years, but you know, she's not like hanging bats and things. I mean, she's decorating the house, turning the house into something else. And she is just amazingly talented. She had a Netflix show last Halloween, which I think is still on, so you can still watch it, called something like The Weird World of Christine McConnell, or something like that. It's something World of Christine McConnell. And it was kind of like a baking show combined with, you know, she did, at one point I think she made a dress. It was like craft stuff and baking, and it was scripted, and it was done in collaboration with the Jim Henson Company. So she had these like macabre puppets that were in it as well. There was like a mummy cat and like a raccoon that had been, I don't know, run over and reanimated. I don't know. She's very macabre. She's very weird. Excuse me. But really cool. She's kind of like a cross between like Martha Stewart and Elvira and Morticia Addams. And but she looks like a 1950s pinup model, is her personal style. But she's just amazing. Her talent is just crazy. So anyway, she had that Netflix show, which again you could still watch. Very weird, not everyone's taste. It was canceled after one season, and I think part of the reason it was canceled was because it was probably so expensive to make, with the puppetry and all that kind of stuff, that, you know, and it's kind of a niche audience, I guess, because she is weird. But anyway, she has a YouTube channel that hasn't had anything on it really up till now, except like little 1-minute promos and stuff, because I think she was hired to do like the promo party for that movie, Miss Peregrine's House for Extraordinary Children. But she has recently started a series that she says is going to be once a month, and the first episode of that came out last week. So it's like a 20-minute episode where she takes a 1970s pull-out couch, like a grandma couch, you know, with plaid square couch, and she got it for like $100 on Craigslist, and she guts it completely, takes it apart, and then reimagines it, and she turns this, you know, 1970s grandma couch into like this Victorian Edwardian gorgeous curved back thing. I mean, she just does everything to it, and she even carves like these elaborate wooden snake pieces that go on it, and it's amazing. It's beautiful, and she's just amazing to watch. Even if she's not to your taste as far as her style, because again, she's a little macabre, she's a little weird, but it's amazing to watch. And you know, since you guys are on FlossTube and you are artistic people interested in artistic endeavors, I thought that if you're not familiar with her, that you might enjoy watching her and just being amazed at what she does, and just the artistry that she has in her. So I recommend that for you guys. Okay, so that's all my little PSAs and other than cross stitch kind of talk. So let's get into my whips and my finishes. So you guys all saw my tribal cat finish, but I have an FFO where I used my brand new sewing machine and I made a pillow. So I was able to sew straight seams, and I made like an envelope back and with a pillow form. So this is going to be for my mom. I'm really proud of this. I love how it turned out. I think it's a little plain, but for my first one, it's great. So in the future, I might try zhuzhing it up a little bit more, but for this one, I'm just really glad that I was able to, you know, figure out how to use the sewing machine and thread the bobbin and thread the machine, which is always a challenge on a new machine, and make straight seams, and I think it looks really good. So I'm really happy with it. And now I can give it to my mom, and I know she's anxiously waiting for it. So there's that. I'm kind of proud of it. So I found out that, which I think is weird, I love doing cross stitch, obviously. I kind of jumped into it with both feet, and I'm doing a lot of different projects and different types of things, and I love it. But I don't love sewing. I don't understand that. I don't like hand sewing, which is this practically, you know, the same movement as doing cross stitch, but I don't like it. And then machine sewing, I didn't mind doing it, but it was kind of like a chore. So I find that interesting because they're so much like the same thing, but they're not. I don't know, but you know, I was able to do this, and I'm proud of it. So yeah. Okay, so that one is done. And what was interesting when I was using my sewing machine is that I realized that I feel like I need a pin cushion. I see all these pin cushions that people do, and designers make a lot of pin cushions, a lot of cross stitch pin cushion patterns, and I always kind of thought, like, well, what's the point of those? I mean, I know people do little pillows and have little pillow baskets and, you know, all these little smalls in there, and they're all pretty, but they're just basically decorative, and I'm like, what's the point of a pin cushion? But when I was actually sewing on my pillow, I realized I did need a pin cushion, because as I was taking the pins out, you know, as I was sewing, I didn't have any place to put them. So I thought, this is why I need a pincushion. So I showed you guys, oh gosh, what did I do with it? Okay. This Lizzie Kate Flip It pattern that I got, I think I showed it to you last week. So this is just a tiny thing, and I thought, well, I can whip that up. And I did whip it up fairly quickly. I used a scrap piece of the Ada that was cut off when I made the pillow from the tribal cat. And I did this. I started it on Sunday, and then I finished it, I put the final stitches in on Wednesday, early evening. I didn't use any of the call for colors except for like the black and the white. Everything else I just kind of grabbed what I already had kitted up in other patterns or other whips that I thought would look good. I used French knots for the little fishy eyes instead of cross stitches. I don't really know what the big deal is. Everybody like gets all freaked out about French knots. French knots are not a big deal. Stop freaking yourself out, guys. And I didn't put the border on because I'm going to obviously turn this into a little pincushion pillow. So this is like a new start and a finish in 1 week. So I had fun doing that. You know, it's kind of like, oh, I got a little bug in my ear to do a little project, and I did it real quick. My other whips for this week, I actually touched a lot of my projects this week. So I have a lot to show. So I worked on one of my Hades. This is a quick stitch Lavender Roses by Carrie Hawks. And I think when I showed it to you last, it was like up here, so I did this much more of the diagonal, which, you know, it doesn't look like that much, but, you know, as you guys know, stitching takes a long time. So this is actually several hours for me anyway. It's about 300 or 400 stitches, I think. So this one's coming along. I think I'm going to work on this today because I really want to get through this eye so that the eye is completely finished. Because that's kind of like a milestone on this that I'm looking forward to. This is also going to be made into a pillow when I'm done. In fact, most of my full coverage, these small ones, are going to be pillows. So I'm going to look like I live in Jeannie's bottle when I'm done with all of these pillows that I'm making. This is my, if you want to call it a travel project or a purse project that I actually did work on a little bit this week, kind of unexpectedly. I ended up having to take my friend to a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, an unexpected doctor's appointment, because she had surgery on Wednesday and they needed some tests done. And so while I was sitting there, I was able to do a bunch of stuff down here that's purple and everything. And I do want to encourage you guys to put a little project together and stick it in, you know, your purse if you carry a purse, or stick it in your car, or stick it somewhere, because I was so happy I had this. You know, as I said, it was an unexpected thing that I had to do for her, and I was sitting in that, you know, doctor's waiting room for an hour with nothing to do, and so I did have something to do because I had this. I would caution you to make sure you have everything in your kit that you might need. If you wear, you know, special glasses or reading glasses that you don't normally wear, put a pair in your purse project. Put a needle minder in, because that's the one thing I didn't have, and I was so afraid I was going to drop the needle and lose it. And, you know, there's no place to put stuff, so it was kind of like juggling. Make sure you have scissors. But yeah, put a little project together and just stick it in your purse. And, you know, if you don't work on it for a month and a half, no big deal. But if you end up being stuck in line somewhere or having to wait for half an hour, an hour, you have something to work on. I also worked on my friend Tracy's housewarming gift a little bit. I got all this green done, so I started on that, and I filled in a bunch more in the glass, so that one's coming along. I think I kind of wish a little bit that I had, this is Vino Bianco. I wish I had done this one first and the other one second, because I realized that I kind of like the colors in the other one a little bit more, and which is probably why I did it first, because I was drawn to it a little bit more. But then it makes doing the second one not a chore, that's the wrong word. I'm excited to do it because I'm excited for it to get to its recipient, but I think that if I had switched the order, then I would have worked on it a little bit faster, just psychologically, I guess. Excuse me. Okay, I did work a little bit one evening on my Glendon Place project, All Hallows Eve. I'm doing this, if you remember, on a 16 count jewel, I think by Picture This Plus, I want to say. And yeah, I worked on the werewolf a little bit. So I got his foot and his knee worked on. So those colors, that turquoise color, one of those is the Needle Necessities. I didn't have the colors that were called for the pants, so I basically just picked 3 that worked together. And the middle one is the Needle Necessities color. But I think that's really pretty. My final whip that I worked on a lot this week, actually I took this one to the Stitching Saturday yesterday, is the In This House We Do Geek project. And that's how far I am. So I don't know if you can really see the colors as well in the camera as they are in real life, but it's coming out really nice. This blue in the Through Middle Earth is really pretty, and then this in a galaxy color, it's kind of like this light blue that goes to kind of a pinky purpley. It's subtle, but it's really pretty. And then I mistakenly, I think, called this a TARDIS before, and I was reading about Doctor Who, and this, I guess, is a Dalek, or Dalek, not the TARDIS, but anyway. I think that's coming along really nicely, and I have plans, which I'll talk about in a little bit, to get that done fairly quickly. Because I want to start something else, but I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so that was all for my my whips this past week, and I didn't pull out any like old stash to show you, but as far as haul, I only have one thing. Like I said, I'm trying to be good about ordering. I did order 2 things that haven't arrived yet, so you'll be seeing those next week. One is a piece of fabric that I found that I think will work really well for my Winnie the Pooh, and then I ordered some overdye flosses, so we'll see what those look like when they come in. But the one thing that I did order this week was these 2 bags of ground walnut shells. Actually, it says ground nut shells. No, 100% walnut. So this one is plain, and this one's lavender scented. And I got those because I'm going to make this little pincushion. And then I also, I kind of had in mind to maybe make a sachet for my delicates drawer, and so I thought the lavender would be really nice for that. I haven't ever worked with this kind of thing before, so I'll let you know. I've heard somebody say it can be really messy, so I'm going to try and do it like in a tray so it doesn't get everywhere, hopefully, and also so I can recover any spilled stuff. So that's going to be an interesting little finishing adventure, and I'm sure I'll be able to talk about it next week. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about, sorry for when I turn away from you guys, the last thing I want to talk about is my plans for the coming week and coming weeks, actually. So we're starting a new month next week, August, which is the month of my birthday. My birthday is August 15th. I'm a Leo and a snake if you follow Chinese zodiac. So I thought, you know, it might be kind of fun to do something Stitchy related for my birthday. And I know a lot of people do like birthday SALs and things like that, and they sound really cool. I am not 100% sure like what exactly they are. I mean, I know a SAL is a stitch along, and I know when companies come out with SALs, it's that everybody's stitching the exact same project. But I know sometimes people do birthday SALs like, you know, where they just have a theme or something, and then people participate in the SAL, and I guess take pictures of your work and post it on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and that's how you're participating. And I thought it might be fun to do something like that, so I could kind of get a little, I don't know, community love for my birthday. My birthday is a little bit difficult the last couple years just because of, you know, I'm alone, and I mean, I'm not alone in the world. I have my mom and I have my brother and I have really good friends, but you know, my birthday's still gonna be a Thursday. I'm gonna be working, and it's gonna be just a regular old day, and I don't want to feel I don't want to feel bad. But I thought it might be fun to like try and do a birthday SAL, and if anybody wants to participate, then that is gonna be really make me feel great. So I decided that I'm gonna start in August. I'm gonna start this Nora Corbett red kitty or red kitten, because I mean, the girl's so pretty, and she looks like what I wish I looked like, I guess. Actually, I had that figure when I was like 17, 18. I don't have that anymore because I've had birthdays. But she's holding a black cat, and you know, my black cat figure, I talk about him all the time. But I thought if anybody would like to participate in the birthday SAL with me, that instead of having to do the exact same project, do something with a black cat in it, because you know, Halloween's coming up, so everybody has a bunch of Halloween patterns, and a lot of those have black cats, so it wouldn't be too hard to get a pattern, or maybe you're already working on a pattern that has black cat. So why don't we call it Black Cat Birthday SAL, and in honor of Carla's birthday, and if you want to participate, then that will be really great, and I'd appreciate it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing for the month of August. I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Then the second thing that kind of for my birthday, and this is kind of a little bit of a challenge to myself, I guess, that I'm gonna start this if I can finish the In This House We Do Geek project for my brother, which I think I can do because I have like 2.5, almost 3 weeks to finish it. But if I can finish that before my birthday, then I wanted to start this Lion of Judah on my birthday. You know, so it's a birthday project, and I know that I started it on my birthday. And there's a couple reasons that I want to do this one. First, because it's a lion, and you know, since I'm an August birthday and I'm a lion, that's appropriate. And second, because I really want to try using silks. I'm really anxious to try those and see how they feel. And this is the only project I have that has any, because it came with the silks. So if I can finish, the In This House, then on my birthday on Thursday, August 15th, then I'm gonna start this project. put in at least a stitch, I guess. So that's what my plans are for my birthday in August. I'm going to be 54. Oh my god. Last year I forgot how old I was. I had a immunization shot, a flu shot, a couple months after. And when they asked me my birthday, I was like, 52? 53? Did I just have my birthday? Yeah, that's not good when you can't remember how old you are anymore. But I'm going to be 54. I was born in 1965. So, anyway, if you guys want to participate in that SAL with me, then please do. And I guess that's about it for this week. I, again, want to say thank you so much to everybody who has been supportive and watching and subscribing and liking and sending me wonderful messages. I mean, really great messages on my videos, and I appreciate it so much. And you have no idea how much it brightens my day when I get a nice message from you lovely people out there. So please continue to send me messages. I know, like, if you're watching FlossTube on your TV, you can't do that, but if you have the opportunity, then please just say hi. You have no idea how much it just thrills me to be able to, you know, write back to you guys and thank you for watching and you know, joining me in this experience, this FlossTube experience, which I'm just having such a good time with, you know. I thought about doing it for such a long time, and now I'm like, why did I wait so long? Because I'm having fun. So anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and I hope that you have a wonderful week coming up, a wonderful beginning of August. Stay cool if it's ridiculously hot where you are. Stay dry if you're having weird storms. And have a great week. So thank you all for joining me, and this is Carla from Carla Being Crafty saying bye, and have a wonderful week, you guys.